Welcome to Trivia Fight Night. This is your weekly battle of the wits, pitting host Billy Hoffman against various guests of intellectual ability in a 5-round trivia face-off. 2 fighters will enter the ring and 1 will emerge victorious. Will the fight end in a judge's decision, TKO, or the dreaded knockout? Now, let's step in, square up, touch gloves, and have a clean fight, because this is Trivia Fight Night! Hello and welcome back to Trivia Fight Night. I'm your host, Billy Hoffman, and this week's challenger is Cheyenne Fletcher. What's going on from Tulsa, Oklahoma, Mr. Fletcher?
Hey, how are you doing?
You know, I'm up here in Michigan. We're freezing our balls off, but sounds like it's not too bad down where you're at.
No, it's about 60 today.
So we'll see 60 probably in May.
Right, yeah.
It's not too bad. I'm not in upper northern Michigan where they really get hit too bad. I'm about, just southeast lower Michigan. So it's not too shabby, but it's always good weather for trivia. I understand you're quite the trivia guy yourself. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, we have a company here in Tulsa called Questionable Company. We've got about 15 or 16 venues here in Tulsa. We just now got one going in Oklahoma City and one in Salt Lake City. And this past Sunday, we have 3 seasons a year. We had a championship with, 29 teams, about 200 people competing.
Holy cow, dude, you are running an empire.
We're trying to get it there, but now we just need to get more cities. So if y'all need trivia up there in Michigan, reach out to us.
So it's funny you mentioned your state championship because I actually play in my state championship this Saturday. Our company, I'm not affiliated with the company, it's just a company I play with. It's called My Trivia Live. And we have traveling leagues and we have home leagues, and we qualified for the state championship in both this year. So we got a good shot at it, some big money, but the state championship's always super friggin' hard.
Yeah, we make ours pretty tough too. And yeah, we just I wanted to compete in something like that, and nobody was going to do it apparently. So we decided to just take care of it, and at least now we can run it for people.
No, that's really cool. So if you're down in the greater Tulsa or Salt Lake City, or is there a Facebook page or a website or anything people can go to kind of get a list of where your games are at?
Yeah, right now we've got Facebook, Questionable Company, and email questionableco@gmail.com. We're working on the website right now.
Cool. Yeah, definitely check that out if you're down the area. See, I travel a lot, on the road doing comedy gigs and stuff. And I always, whenever I'm in a new city, I'm usually there for 4 days, and I work literally 45 minutes a night. So,
right.
I was always looking for something to do, hit a lot of museums, stuff like that, but always looking for a good bar trivia. So next time I'm down in your area, I will definitely be hitting up a Questionable Company trivia night.
Yeah, and definitely get in touch with us if you're down here.
Yeah, so do you host games yourself, or are you on the business side? Do you write questions? How does that work?
I write.
Okay.
There's 2 of us my partner Tim Edwards used to host quite a few games, but now we've just gotten to the writing it all and business side of it, and we've got hosts. We have lots of stand-up comedians who host for us because they make it lively. And they're not nervous in front of people. They're ready to get out there.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me that stand-up comedians make good trivia hosts? Gee, I wonder. I wonder if that plays true in other aspects. Seems oddly familiar, man.
Right.
All right. Very cool. Well, tell us all today what you chose as your power categories.
I went with the super broad categories of geography and sports.
All right, geography and sports. And mine today, see, here's the thing. And see, you write questions, so let me pick your brain on this a little bit. When it comes to trivia questions and power categories and whatnot, I kind of went with what I like, not necessarily what I'm good at. Because I think those are 2 different things. And
100%.
Because if I went into every show saying the same 2 categories, I think my listeners might get a little bored with that. So I changed it up a little bit. Remind me what my power categories were for this game. I believe it was Broadway, right?
Broadway and nature.
Broadway and nature. Okay. Yeah. So two things I definitely like. I'm into theater and stuff like that. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and throw it over to the rules so everyone knows exactly what's going to go on from here on out. But once again, before we get started, make sure you guys check out the Facebook page for Questionable Company. Lots of cool stuff going on. He's building an empire. You might as well go and answer some of his trivia questions. So we'll kick it over real quick to the rules. Here's the rules for Trivia Fight Night. Rounds 1 and 2 will consist of each fighter battling 3 questions. In these early rounds, the fighters will be given the choice of 2 answers and must choose wisely. Rounds 3 and 4 feature each fighter taking on 5 questions from their opponent, where they must use their wit to survive. The 5th round is our knockout round. This is the final round where each fighter is allowed to wager any or all of their available points and able to secure their championship dreams. If a player enters the knockout round with 0 points, the knockout round is worth 10 points. Now, let's get ready to... We can't go any farther than that because of copyright. Trivia Fight Night! All right, here we go. Round 1, question 1. Your category, sir, is movies. Oh, I guess we'll change it up. Your category, sir, is bad movies. All right, your question in bad movies is this. Adam Sandler has made 2 romantic comedies that take place in Hawaii. One of them co-stars Drew Barrymore, and the other co-stars Jennifer Aniston. Which movie features Jennifer Aniston? Is it Just Go With It or 50 First Dates?
So, I've seen way too many Adam Sandler movies, and the one that stars Jennifer Aniston is 50 First Dates, I think.
Okay. 50 First Dates features the one and only Adam Sandler with Drew Barrymore.
God, that's really like, I feel like I've seen every single one of his movies, and I have never even heard of Just Go With It.
Just Go With It. Yeah. Him and Jennifer Aniston. The reason I know it so well is I've vacationed to Hawaii twice with the family, and both times we went on like movie set tours because they film so much stuff over there. And they were like, oh, this is the beach from 50 First Dates with Adam Sandler, blah, blah, blah. And also, it's the same beach with Jennifer Aniston. And I'm like, I've never even heard of that one. So I was like, instantly in life, I'm like, oh, there's a trivia question.
Yeah, I was pretty sure Drew Barrymore was in 50 First Dates, but I had never heard of the other movie. So I was like, maybe I'm wrong on that.
All right. So you're actually getting 2 geography questions in this game. But this one's going to be a 50-50 toss-up for you. And this is, which body of water is home to the Bermuda Triangle? Is that the Atlantic Ocean or the Caribbean Sea?
Well, it's got to be, like, it goes from what, like, the Bermuda down to, like, Puerto Rico up to, it's kind of on the border there, but I'm going to go with the Caribbean Sea.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Trivia Writer. You're 0 for 2. It is in the Atlantic Ocean. It goes farther east than you think it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, the western border of it is basically that tip of Florida down to Puerto Rico, but then it goes, the other part of the triangle is out towards the east. So we're going to hop into Shakespeare for your next question. It's okay. It's another 50-50. You got a 50-50 shot, man. What is the name of the king who is murdered in Macbeth? Is it King Duncan or King Edward?
Wow. I have been meaning to read Shakespeare for a while. Just haven't got around to it. I actually have the whole collection right behind me.
It's almost better in audiobook. I don't know why. I absorb it so much better in audiobook, specifically for study reasons.
Right. I know that there's a Duncan in there somewhere. Whether it's the king or not, I don't know. So I'll go with Duncan.
Hey, you're not getting shut out in the first round. That's 10 points for you, sir. King Duncan is correct. Not sure if there's a King Edward or not. I made that one up, but
all right.
He's not in Macbeth. I know that for damn sure. So
right.
All right. You end round 1 with 10 points. Now it's my shot at 3 questions, 50-50 or true and false.
All right. So your first question is going to be in music. Bob Dylan's son was the lead singer of what 90s band?
Wallflowers. Oh, I'm sorry. You can give me the 2.
Yeah, Matchbox 20 or the Wallflowers.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cockblock your question. That was rude of me. No, the Wallflowers. And the only reason I know that is that my dad was super into them growing up. I remember this was back in the day when you had CD players in the trunks of your car. Remember that?
Right.
Yeah. And I remember that it was the Wallflowers backed up with Natalie Merchant. So it was one headlight and then because the night belongs.
Right.
It was like, for some reason, I mean, I understand that I just Slumdog Millionaired my way into that question, but, you get them how you get them.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, I get those two bands super confused in my head. So I was like, this could be a good 50-50.
Oh, yeah, definitely. For someone that's not like, you could probably think blah, blah, blah. I think maybe some people might remember Rob Thomas from Matchbox 20 and go that route.
That's what especially from that Smooth song with Santana. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Your question 2. So I've got a couple that have some nature vibes to them.
Okay.
So this will be a nature one. The order Lepidoptera contains what kind of animal? A flying insect or a large cat?
Makes me think of leopard. And I have no other reason to, other than it's just a really trick question, or a really, not trick question. I didn't mean that right. Tricky question. What were my options again? Large cat or what?
Or a flying insect.
Flying insect. I can't think of any other animals that fly with. I'm just gonna say large cat, just because of the coincidence.
Yeah. So it is a bit of a tricky question.
All right. So it's flying insect.
Yeah. Butterflies and moths.
Oh, okay.
Are the Lepidoptera class.
Yeah.
Or order.
Had no idea on that. I'll never get that wrong though. Again.
Right.
So that's a good thing about doing trivia, like especially when you write questions and do this show, is I'll never, hopefully never get one of these wrong again.
Yeah, I think that's how it happened with me. I missed that at one point, and now it's like, oh yeah, the leopard sounding thing is butterflies.
Yep. Perfect. Okay.
All right.
Question 3.
Question 3 is in movies. The voice of the titular character in Ponyo is voiced by the sister of who? Miley Cyrus or Taylor Swift?
Ponyo, which
Ponyo. It's a Studio Ghibli movie.
Okay. Haven't seen it, so I guess it's going to be a true 50-50 question. Which one of them has a sister? Taylor Swift's always famous for taking her brother to like award shows and everything, but I never really hear anything about Taylor Swift's sister. Miley Cyrus would have those ins as far as movies and voiceover goes because she did the voiceover in that Disney movie Bolt, as well as a bunch of other stuff, I imagine. So I'm just going to go with Cyrus. That
is correct. Yeah, her sister Noah Cyrus.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and my family were huge Studio Ghibli fans.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, at the end of round 2, I'm got a small little lead, a 20-10 lead, which probably won't hold up going forward, especially when I'm going against a trivia master like yourself. But before we hop into the next round, I just want to tell people that over on the Patreon feed, we have a couple different bonus episodes coming up. Right now on the Patreon feed, there is an all outdoors episode where I battle Nick View, and it's all questions regarding nature, hiking, fishing, all kinds of fun stuff like that. And we also have a fun one coming up that is Friends versus Full House, where I take on a challenger who's a professional Friends fan, and I'm an adequate 80s fanboy of Full House. 80s, early 90s. So Friends vs. Full House, that's over on the Patreon feed, and those will be available for everyone that is a bare knuckle boxer and up. So go ahead and go to triviafightnights.com, check out that, click on the Patreon link, and it'll head right up to those bonus episodes. So going forward, we've got 5 questions coming here in your round. Are you ready, sir?
I am. Quick question before we get going.
Yep.
Did you watch the updated Fuller House?
Oh, of course.
Okay, yeah. My daughter's watched it a couple times. So
I have a bit in my stand-up that says, "Dear Netflix, thank you for making Full House appropriate for me to masturbate to again."
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
It was a big part of my teenage years. All right.
Right.
Anyway, this one's going to come in measurements, and I specifically asked you this question so that I could learn it, because anytime questions like this come up at trivia, I screw them up. So hopefully you won't do the same. But how deep is 1 fathom?
Yeah, a fathom. I've heard this.
And you can go roughly. You know what? We're gonna change this up because I think it's too hard. Like I said, I always mess it up. I'm gonna say, how deep is 1 fathom, and you can be plus or minus 1 on the answer.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So the depth of a fathom. I know there's a big deal. Like Mark Twain's name is based off of the unit of depth, which I think is 12 feet. And I get it confused. I want to say a fathom is 20 feet deep. I might be completely off base on that, but
yeah,
that's what I'm going.
I always get these fathoms, furlongs, which you might have known that because you're down there in horse racing territory, but they use furlongs and horse racing. But a fathom is actually 6 feet. Man,
so that was actually my first thing. That's why I brought up the whole Twain thing, because I get it confused with the 12. Like, I think a Twain is 2 fathoms, and I don't know why I went off of that.
See,
that was my first cut.
I didn't even know that aspect to it. So you learn something just by asking a question.
Yeah.
His next question comes in one of his power categories. It's the extremely broad category of sports. All right, here we go. Which American-based team has a mascot whose head looks like the planet Earth?
What American-based team mascot has a head that looks like planet Earth?
Correct.
Now, are we talking about all American-based teams, not like specifically like Big Four or anything like that?
Which American-based team? Yeah, so
Okay.
Not necessarily Big Four.
Right. Okay.
But it could be.
Right.
But it's not.
Yeah, you're not eliminating them. I'm just saying it's like MLS is available and stuff like that.
Correct.
And his head looks like planet Earth.
Looks like the planet Earth. And if you'd like a hint, I'll drop 5 points off and give you the name of the mascot.
That's not going to help me. I don't know mascots all that well.
The name of the mascot might give it away.
I'm just going to go. I feel like I'm missing something really obvious. But I'll go with the LA Galaxy.
That's a really good guess. It's not correct, unfortunately. If I had told you the hint, let's see. Mascot's name is Globy.
Yes. Yeah, not going to.
Yeah, it's the Harlem Globetrotters.
Oh, Globe. Yeah. Yeah, I would have not. I wasn't going down that path at all. So.
When I wrote the question, I'm thinking like, what American-based basketball team? Then I'm like, well, then he could just run through the NBA. And then I was like, well, what expedition team? I was like, well, that's going to put him on the right track. So no worries. We got music here for you. In music, what does the term legato mean? And you can basically just explain the idea behind it. I mean, I don't need music specifics, but
yeah, man, you're coming with the fire today.
Oh, really? You know how I got this question? Off of Little Einsteins. My daughter was watching it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Legato. Gato is like, it's similar to like cat, right? In Spanish is legato.
Yeah, they're both Latin languages. That's correct.
Right.
Legato is actually Latin.
Right.
Actually, it's not. It's Italian. I think music's written in Italian.
Right. Yeah, the Italian based stuff. Yeah, I think so. Like all the soprano, all those musical things.
Soprano, fortissimo, all that. Staccato.
Yes. That's why I was trying to think of one of gato. I will just say like gets like a little bit louder over time. Like slowly builds up.
Okay, I believe a slow buildup is called a crescendo.
Yes, I know. Like, yeah, I knew it was.
Legato means to play. It's the opposite of staccato, which means to play choppy. Legato means to play smoothly or softly.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't worry, you're doing all right. Geography is your next one. This is your power category. What oceanic feature is responsible for most deserts around the west side of continents? And I believe it's all deserts, but I just wrote most just in case.
Right. Yeah, I can't think of anything that is like specific name. Like I know there's like the North Atlantic current, but that's, and then there's Gulf. Yeah, I don't know. I'll just have to go with currents.
Right.
It's probably some specific current, but I don't know it on the West Coast.
Right. So I'm going to let you decide whether you get this right or not, because you write a lot of trivia questions. The answer I have is it's a cold water current, and the reason it's specifically cold is because there's no evaporation that the wind brings onto land.
Okay.
So what you'll have is you'll have like arid tropical areas right at the coast, and then as soon as that air continues going, that air has no moisture in it.
Right. Yeah. No.
All right. How are you on Ninja Turtles? Because this is your last question of this round. I'm a Ninja Turtles guy growing up, so.
Oh, I'm not great at them. I know that they have names and they carry weapons.
Okay. TV is your next. TV and comics.
Okay.
What is the full name? Actually, I don't need the full name, just the last name. But if you know the full name, it's fine. Of the TV news reporter who befriends the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and wears yellow.
The reporter, the girl that's their friend?
Right.
Yeah. This, I have no clue.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go so hard on you this round.
No, that's fine. It's just bad luck. Some days you get it. Yeah. Tina. I don't know. Like,
her name is April O'Neil.
Oh God, April. I remember that. But yeah, I was never going to pull that. I haven't watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles since I was like 12 or something.
I think two of these questions is the benefit of me having young kids, because
yeah, my kids aren't into it at all. Yeah.
Well, what's funny, how I originally ended up performing at Disney, I sang for them and danced there, is I was so into Ninja Turtles as a kid that I was like, I want to take karate. And my mom was like, all right, well, if you do dance with your sister, then you can do karate. Thinking that there was no way, but I wanted to do karate so bad that I was like, fine. I did karate for like 3 weeks and danced for 13 years, all the way into college. So
nice.
All right, well, let's see if I can. I got a lead here, 20-10, so I can't go down going into the knockout round, but that knockout round is titled what it is. So let's see how I do here in round. Or I don't even know what round we're in. 4. Round 5. Round 5.
Round 4. Right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, round 4.
Okay.
My show. You think I should know that by now, huh?
All right. There are 2 musicals on Broadway that are in the top 10 of the longest running of all time that have a city in their name. They both start with the same letter. What is that letter?
What I don't know. I think I'm just drawing a blank on the second one because the first one is Chicago. I'm just trying to think of what the second city. So the second city also starts with a C?
Correct.
I don't know, but I guess that's not the question I'm answering. The question I'm answering is the letter, and I'm going to guess the letter C.
That's correct. There was like a lot of ways to make this super difficult, and I thought about throwing some bonus. But yeah, so the second longest of all time is Chicago. The 8th longest is Oh Calcutta.
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, so I was like, at first when I started it, I was going to look for that.
Right, yeah.
And I was like, that's ridiculous.
No, yeah, I would never. Oh, Calcutta?
Yes.
I can't even. But, there's stuff from like the 40s and 50s I just don't know, so it could be something like that hasn't had a big Broadway revival, because I know most of the revival shows being our age. So, okay.
Yep. All right. This is kind of another. Oh, so that was your Broadway power category.
Correct.
That last question. Yeah. And this next one is kind of it's nature and sports involved. Sharing its name with the bird that has the largest wingspan, what is it called when you score a 3 under par in golf?
Okay. Not a big golfer. So I know you get like the birdie, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a thing. And I know an eagle is a thing, but I don't think an eagle has the large. I'm gonna have to go the nature route. What's a big ass bird? So we got like eagles, herons, crane. There's that one that's out west. It's like in the Seattle area. What the hell are those things called? All right. I think I know. I think is it albatross? I'm going to go with albatross.
Yep, the great albatross. Yes. All right. This is in video games. Dirk the Daring was the main character in what video game that could also be the name for Smaug's house?
Okay, Dirk the Daring I don't know. So we're going to have to go with Smaug. Smaug is Lord of the Rings. He's the dragon. So the dragons live in caves with money. Oh, you know what sounds kind of... Is it... Okay, I'm going to answer Dragon's Lair.
That is correct.
Holy cow, I pulled that one out of my butt.
Yeah.
I have not gotten any of these based on knowing them.
Right.
These are great questions.
Yeah, there was this really cool video game that came out, I want to say like mid-'80s.
Oh, is this the hologram one?
Yes, and all the like super animated, and he would jump out. I don't know. It was pretty cool.
I can remember going to arcades back in the day, and it was like the animated one. It was on a huge laser disc, and it was super hard to play.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you had to, yeah.
And you die, and your guy would turn into a skeleton, and
yes,
that thing ate a lot of my quarters.
Yeah, same here. But yeah, I thought it was too hard to just go for Dirk the Daring. So, all right. So these last two, I definitely was writing for like having fun.
Perfect.
So
I'm having fun. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right. So here's geography. What state gets its name from the Ojibwe word for large water?
Okay, well, Ojibwe tribe is huge here in Michigan. I don't know that it's Michigan. The Ojibwe tribe was also in Wisconsin and also in Minnesota. But if it's not Michigan, I'll look like a total dork because I live in that state. So, side note: the Ojibwe own all the casinos here. Them and the Chippewa.
Yeah, you're Yeah, all the casinos are owned by tribes here as well.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Michigan just because it's my home state, and I'll look like a noob if I don't get it right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
crap.
I had to.
threw me a bone on that one.
Yeah. It's what, like, Mississippi means large water as well.
Oh, okay.
Like, and it's local. I forgot what the tribe was, but.
Oh, see, down there you got Cherokee, Choctaw, Chickasaw Creek.
Those are all here in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, yeah, okay. That's right. You were talking up there, yeah. So.
Yeah, but like Mississippi, I don't know what they're, but I mean, and they might, like, I know the Seminole before they got relocated to Oklahoma work. I just always found it interesting. There's these two states that both sound completely different, but both mean the same thing.
Both mean the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, and I guess Mississippi, they have a big river. I think we have a little bit more water.
Right. Okay, I might flip this one around for you real quick. Let me look at this.
All right. Make it hard. What's it matter? What the hell?
Right. So I'm a big, like, college and, like, international wrestling fan. And so this is going to have a little bit of like, famous names is what I will name this category. Rick and Scott Steiner, as well as Madonna, were all born in what Michigan city?
Oh, I have no... Okay, so she went to school in Ann Arbor. But I think she's from up north. The Rick and Scott Steiner, what was their wrestling? It's not going to help me, but was that like... No, not the British Bulldogs. Were they like a duo or something?
Yeah, like, I know them more, though. Like, they wrestled at the University of Michigan. Then they went on to, like, do the WWE thing. But, like, I know them from, like, actual wrestling.
Yeah, I didn't realize
and not
that.
Theater wrestling.
Exactly. It's still real to me, damn it. I think... Oh, I'm between two. And they both kind of sound the same. But I think she was from up north. I don't know. I'm just going to... Is it Cadillac, Michigan?
It is not.
Okay, is it Kalkaska, Michigan?
It is not.
Okay, well then screw me. Those are the two I was thinking.
Yeah. So I was talking to you a little bit about Learned League, right? And they had a question that kind of, like, danced around this a couple years ago. Would it help if I mentioned that there's a Scottish, like, rock band or funk band that has this city in its name? Because that's how the question was a couple years ago.
Okay, so Mighty Boss Tones, Five Finger. No, it wouldn't help.
That was the Bay City Rollers. So they're all from Bay City.
I knew she was from Bay City. It's 50 minutes north of me, right? I was just on the outskirts of Bay City last night.
Yeah. So the original question I had them, and then I said they were both born in Bay City, Michigan, as was Louise Ciccone or whatever.
Ciccone.
Yeah.
Ciccone.
What is she better known by? I was like, all right.
Yeah, I would have got that right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see. 1, 2, 10, 20, 30, 40. Right now the score is 60-10, but you're not out of it as long as I'm not an idiot when I wager.
Right. Yeah, we'll see.
But we're gonna finish the game. We're gonna play along. All right. So you're the underdog right now. It's your choice: history, general, science, arts, entertainment, geography, whatever you want. I will find on randomtriviagenerator.com, and we'll go with the first one that pops up.
Go with geography.
All right. So I'm gonna hit refresh on the screen. As it reloads, go ahead and make your wager.
Okay. 10?
You don't have to... Shh, it's a secret. All right, we're playing this just for fun. Okay, yeah. General... Oh, no, you said geography. That's a different G. I like that general question.
What was the general question?
What is the international radio code word for the letter V?
Victor.
Yeah. That's why I said I liked it, because I knew the answer too. And you had told me that you like Morse code, so I was like, I'll probably get that. All right. Geography. Oh, this is legitimately the first one that came up. It's actually a pretty good question. How many U.S. states border Ohio?
So that's like right in your wheelhouse.
It is, but all right. Well, I can tell you right now, I'm not going to bet enough. I already didn't bet enough to lose. So let's just work it out together. So we have Michigan.
Right. And that whole Erie border is Pennsylvania and Ohio.
Yeah.
And then
Indiana, obviously.
And Cincinnati's airport is in Kentucky.
Yep.
So, let me think. We drive from like West Virginia and Virginia back to here a lot, which takes us right through there, through Kentucky. That might be you have Indiana.
And I'm thinking along the top board, it doesn't run all the way to Lake Michigan. No, because it's over on Erie. I'm just trying to think how far across the bottom, if it ran all the way over to Lake Michigan, but it doesn't because we enter directly into Indiana to get to Illinois, so it doesn't go that far west.
The only other thing I could think of would be like that. I'm trying to think of when West Virginia comes over. West Virginia's got Pennsylvania right above it, and it's got Kentucky on this border. It might touch it.
It might. What about the southwest corner? Is that all Kentucky across the bottom? There's nothing else that snakes up into there.
I mean, the only thing would be I think it's all like Indiana here, and then Kentucky. I think those two touch, which kind of blocks it in there right there.
Yep, I think you're right. So we got Michigan, Pennsylvania, Indiana, Kentucky. So we're stuck on 4 or 5 if we go West Virginia.
But like out where like Wheeling, West Virginia is, might touch.
See, I've driven from Michigan down to Florida quite a few times for in Disney and stuff, but that's straight down 75 through Cincinnati into Kentucky. So
West Virginia
has
a huge long border with it.
All right. Well, I tell you what, I would have let you talk me into West Virginia. So I'll click on it here. We're saying 5, and that is the correct answer. 5. Michigan, Pennsylvania, Indiana, Kentucky, and West Virginia. If I was all alone, I would have got that wrong.
I don't know if I would have committed to West Virginia either, but I kind of thought it did.
No, that's good. So we'll say I wagered 0 points, which leaves me with 60, and you went hardcore with your 10, so you ended up with 20. So with a final score of 60-20, I'll retain the heavyweight championship belt. Not that there actually is one, or if I definitely qualify to be a friggin' heavyweight. But that being said, that was a lot of fun, man. I am looking forward to A, playing with you again sometime, and B, definitely getting down to check out some of your trivia shows there with Questionable Company. Yeah, definitely. Come on down. It would be a great time. And maybe we can reach up to where you are. Yeah, that'd be great. I don't know much about the trivia business up here as far as there is a lot of it, right? But I hear a lot of I don't know if they're competitor companies of yours or not, but I hear like the Geek Who Drinks and stuff. And you're the one that just told me about like what Learned League actually breaks down and what it is. So I hear a lot of stuff, but I don't see them up here. All I ever see is bars doing their own thing, which is usually never good. It's some bartender with no personality pulling cards out of a Trivial Pursuit deck. Yeah, exactly. I've seen that as well. Yeah, or it's no fun. Yeah, or it's My Trivia Live, which in they do a good job. I'm pretty happy with how the company that I play with runs, but doesn't mean I wouldn't go elsewhere on another night. So definitely, man. Well, thanks a lot. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was. Again, guys, check out Questionable Company down there in the Tulsa, Oklahoma area. Also, they are branching out. If you want trivia to come to your area, reach out to them and they'll make it happen. Thanks again, Cheyenne. I've said it. That was a lot of fun. It's always great to have another question writer come on the show and challenge me. And today I was lucky enough to walk away with a win. Thank you. All right, and we'll be back next week with another show. Guys, it's getting down to Christmas time. Just wanted to say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Get out the Trivial Pursuit at those family parties. See how dumb your relatives really are. This has been Trivia Fight Night. If you are a trivia fighter yourself, or interested in bonus shows, extra content, and merchandise, please make sure to visit our website, triviafightnight.com. Also, make sure to leave a review of the show with your favorite podcast listening service. Thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoyed the fight. We'll be back next time for another round of Trivia Fight Night.